Hello everyone! We're going to be going down Gill Lovecraft's route now, common route choices. This is the third route in my Cupid Parasite Let's Play, I guess, series. So if you haven't watched the common route, I would recommend doing that because in this one we're just going to be going through the choices to get there quickly.
構わない。どの瞬間でも私は SS だからな。
The little kissy faces are really funny. Like I said, we're going to be just skipping all the main stuff in the common route and only going through the choices that gets us to Gill Lovecraft's route.
スタートするんだね。君と再会できたチャンスを今度こそはものにするから。
Gill is excited about this.
Hi! ロサンヨークの君たち、チャンネルはそのままパラサイトハウスの時間だよ。番組の司会は僕、みんなのボンバーチョリソーがお送りします。今日から始まる新番組、テーマはなんと婚活だ。ワオ！みんな婚活って言葉は知ってるかい？マリージハンティングとも言うよな。サバンナで竜の群れを襲う肉食獣のように幸せな結婚生活を狩るんだ。僕には必要ないさ。一生一人身って決めてるからね。でもレディーたちの熱いアプローチは待ってるぜ。おっと話がそれたな。とにかくこの番組では婚活がテーマだ。予定では婚活男女がシェアハウスするはずだったんだけど、一気に女子メンバーは脱落。あっという間に男子メンバーだけになったんだ。噂ではみんなクセ者だらけだって話だ。果たしてこの番組はどうなる？みんな目をしっかりと開けて最終回まで見ててくれ。それじゃあ行ってみよう。 Cupid Corporation Presents Parasite House Start.
I just decided to let him talk, but if you want to skip to the first
今回の
choice,
番組の
you
舞台は
can.
こちら。この部屋で失敗続きの婚活イケメン男子たちが婚活を成功させるために奮闘するよ。
What I was going to say is I'm just going to let him talk, so there's like a kind of an intro into this, and then if you want to just skip to where the choices start, I am going to leave timestamps down below for all the choices, or if you just want to see what the extra dialogue is, I will also mention where those are as well. Just continue
彼
with
ら
him
の講師
talking.
はもちろん Cupid Corporation のトップブライダルアドバイザー。なんと彼女は CC 史上最年少でアドバイザーのトップに上り詰めたやり手の女の子らしいんだ。素敵な恋と結婚をしたいみんな、キューピッドコーポレーションで縁結びを頼んでみよう。お次はギル・ラブクラフト。
はい、こんにちは。ギル・ラブクラフトです。
彼は昔の失恋を引きずりまくりの失恋パラサイトさ。素敵な恋で古傷を癒せるといいな、ボーイ。
頑張ります。
お次は S 氏。なんと代理人を立てての参加。こいつは厄介の匂いがプンプンするぜ。
どうも S 氏の代理人オーウェン・ヘリオットです。
噂によると彼はチーパラサイト。自分の地位が一番大事だって話だ。代理を立ててやっているのもそのためだって話だぜ。番組中に本人登場なんて展開もあるかも。お次は検査員 F リュウキー。無口で冷ややかな目つきがチャーミングなファッションボーイ。彼は外見パラサイト。顔面偏差値が優れていないと話してももらえないらしいぜ。スタジオにいてよかったよ。お次はアラン・メルビル。
はーい、どうもアラン・メルビルです。
彼はなんと略奪パラサイト。他人の女じゃないと触手が動かないらしいぜ。
恋してる女の子たち、俺のテクに興味があるなら9番街ラグジュアリーピローでいい夢見させてあげるよ。
うわっといきなり略奪パラサイトぶりが発揮されてる。でも法に触れるのだけはごめんだよ。放送できないからね。最後は皆さんお待ちかね、エンタメ好きの Guys and Ladies ならご存知、シリウッド俳優のロール・アコニット。
はーい、
スタジオのみんなも大興奮だ。テレビの前の君たちも待ってたんじゃないかい。ラウル・アコニットはあの大ヒット映画「ラクダに乗った女神」の最新作への出演が発表されたばかりだ。しかしそんなイケメンシリウッド俳優よりもパラサイトぶりがあるという噂だ。一体何パラサイトなのかはお楽しみに。それではキューピッドパラサイトスタート。
We're going to take out that little bit of the intro that got stuck up in there. So now we're going to start skipping to all the choices for Gil. I hit the right button. There's 3 sections that don't have any choices, so it's going to skip to the meetings, I bet, or when the president asks her to take on the Parasite 5, as I think is the first choice.
どうだ、できそうか。
Okay, so yeah, he's asking us to take on the Parasite 5. And we're going to say, of course, you can expect complete success.
そうか、頼もしいな。
To start off with, I think I'll get in touch with him and set up a meeting.
面談をするのか。
And we've already seen this from the first route. Okay, so Gil had just expressed, I guess, wanting to contact her and stuff. Let's see.
もちろんだよ。実はあれから何度も君に連絡を取ろうと思ったんだけれど、勇気が出なくてさ。
He wanted to get in touch, but he was too shy. They were going to say, huh? I would have definitely responded, though. Really? How come? I would have been happy to hear from you anytime.
いや、その気まずいというか、なんというか、俺が変わらないと意味ないだろうしって思っちゃって。もう少し自信が持てるようになってからとか、いろいろ自分に言い訳しちゃってさ、それでずるずると2年も経っちゃって。でもますます綺麗になってて驚いたよ。彼氏とかいるの？
Dating? No, not at the moment.
そっか。そっか。
He's so excited. How about you, Gil? Are you... Oh, sorry, dumb question. That's why you're here after all. Anyway, let's start the official interview.
面談？
Well, that is why you came to us, right? To find someone to marry?
そうだったよね。うん、そうなんだけど、君に会えたらそんな気持ちも吹き飛んだというか。
じゃあ大会する？
Wait, what did you say? You forgot about that once he saw you again. Okay, that's what I thought he said, but...
クラリス!
Why is her tongue sticking out?
はい、ギル。
いつからここに？
あら、入室時からずっとここにいたわ。なんて冗談よ。ちょっと覗きに来ただけ。昔のルームメイトがうちのお客さんとして来たんだもの。 これぐらいいいでしょ。
なんだ、よかった。
I wasn't sure if it was him at first, but Clarice had obviously recognized that it was the same old Gill right away. This is one of our best system engineers. I'll be working with her to find the perfect girl for you.
えあ
He's like, I already have the perfect girl. We use what we call the Cupid system to collect data and calculate your ideal mate. I'm sure we'll find someone amazing in no time.
ファイト、ギル。今度こそ運命の相手を射止めてちょうだい。
Right, come on, Gil, let's do this.
お願いします。
Alright, and we're going to skip.
じゃあこの会社の名前にもなっているキューピッドについては
And then we're going to say that we read something on Wackypedia. And we've already seen this in Shelby's route, so we're going to keep going. This is after Ryuki sprayed her with mist. And we're going to fix our makeup as well, which was in Shelby's route. So we're going to skip ahead.
とにかく君結構俺の好みだからさ、さっきいた他の4人の誰かと付き合ってみてよ。みんなビジュアル良かったし、どう？
You know, for Alan's route, instead of like her not dating anyone and then falling in love with Alan, it actually would be really interesting if she did get a boyfriend and he did his parasite trope or whatever he's been labeled as to win her that way. That would actually make for a really interesting story, I think. Anyway, we saw this in Shelby's route, so we're going to imagine all the faces of the other members. And then we're going to skip ahead to the next section, which is the love match.
まだプロトタイプの段階だから実装までには時間がかかるかもしれないわ。あ、そうだ。ちょっと試しにやってみてよ。
For this to work, we need to run as many initial tests as possible. Try the test.
ありがとう、助かるわ。
I'm just going to skip until she tells us to take it.
その人にイエスな。まあ。
Alright, let's bring up the results here real quick. If you catch him looking at another woman, you instantly get jealous. Yes. I'm very curious to what she says about Gil now. Would you happily sacrifice yourself in order to give him whatever he desires? Yes. Do you feel like you want him by your side only when you feel like having him there? No. Would you rather be friends first for a while before you start dating? No. In selecting a partner, are economic factors important? No. I hit no. Okay. Number 6. Were you attracted to him from the moment you first met him? Yes. Number 7. While you're in class or at work, do you suddenly stop and realize you've only been thinking about him? Yes. If he's suffering through some kind of trouble, would you prefer to suffer along with him? Yes. When he asks, sorry if my sound is going in different sides of your headphones or speakers, but I'm looking at a different screen while I do this. So I'm slightly turning my head, but I'm trying to not do that. You see, number 9. When he asks about your plans or tries to get too involved, do you find yourself distancing yourself from him? No. When selecting a partner, is important for his upbringing or education to match yours? 10. No. You feel like that you and he are similarly attractive? 11. Yes. Does your own happiness depend on making sure that he's happy? 12 is yes. 13. Do you feel that you and he share a close connection? Yes. And when selecting a partner, do you think your personal history influences your decision? No. Is that all?
大丈夫よ。 すぐ集計が終わって結果が出るから。ほら、もうアガペね。献身的な愛。自分を犠牲にしても相手に尽くす。相手の幸せを優先するタイプね。
Alright, well, let's make sure we make Gil happy. A dedicated love. I don't think I get it.
あら、こんなにお客様の縁結びに力を注いでるのよ。十分献身的と言えると思うけど。
I never thought about my own love type before, so this is a good study.
他のラブタイプは見なくていいの？
We're going to stop checking, because we're going to go with Gil.
それはよかったわ。まあ作ってる私が言うのもなんだけど、参考程度にね。結局男と女はフィーリングなんだから。
We're going to skip a whole section, and hopefully it goes to the next choice.
今日は助かった。急に彼に連れてこられたんだろう。業務中すまなかったな。
This is after her meeting with the ad agency as his fake wife. That way there was a photo to be shot of her. We're going to say it's all part of the job, right? We've already seen this. I'm gonna skip. It should skip 2 sections, but we'll see if it does. Okay, it skipped to where I thought it was going to, and we're going to say we're most worried about Gil. Honestly, Gil. After all, his heart is still obsessed with his first love.
ふーん。ギルも報われるといいわね。
What do you mean by treat?
意外とあなた、パラサイト5のこときちんと考えてるのね。
Well, I am their managing advisor. Plus, this is my big chance to get a promotion.
真面目ね。でもあなたのそういうところ好きよ。みんなは見放した
We're
っ
just
ての
gonna
に。
skip
で
till
も
the date, which is the next one.
でじゃあ
I know it's not too far, so.
ほんとあのキューピッドパラサイトちゃんは何を言っても仕事第一で全然恋する気にならないんだから。
I want to see if this is different than before.
あれだからギルが失恋パラサイトになっちゃうのよ。手強いわよギル。
No, it sounds like it's the same. Case 01, Gill Lovecraft date. Tuesday, 3 p.m. My desk. Today is Gil's practice date. I checked the time in the middle of my work. My coworkers took over my past customers once I started handling the Parasite 5. Still, my to-do list is pretty full. Naturally, most of it relates to dealing with Parasite 5. I think it's about time I got ready. We're supposed to meet at 4 p.m. Yeah, you have like an hour. Message from Gil. I've been looking forward to it so much. I'm already there. You can come anytime. He's like an hour early. That's adorable. Also, wait. If it says it's 12:34 p.m. on her phone, it's supposed to be 3 o'clock. But whatever. Huh? He's already arrived? There's still an hour until the meeting? I should remind him about timeliness as his advisor. I wrote, arriving an hour ahead of time will pressure your date. Don't text that. And then I hit send. He then wrote 15 minutes. I then wrote 15 minutes is usually early enough and send that too. That should do it. Now I should get ready to go out. His fingers must be flying. Sorry, I guess I didn't think of that, but take your time. I enjoy waiting. While I was busy being surprised, I got another message. Naturally, it was also from Gil. Oh my goodness. I know I panicked and apologized right away, and since it all happened so fast, it might have seemed insincere. but I really am sorry. I honestly didn't realize I was putting that much pressure on you. I just didn't want you to have to wait if you'd happen to come back sooner. I never imagined you'd even consider me. Thank you for what you said in your text. I'll definitely be more careful in the future and not send out. I don't know what the last two say. I know the last word is out, but I don't know what the word is before that. Text wall, yikes. But I kept scrolling and scrolling, but it doesn't end. Talk about being under pressure. It's okay that he's apologizing, but this is excessive. Anyone reading this would freeze up. I'll lecture him a bit later. After deciding that, I left Gil's wall of text alone and just tossed my smartphone into my bag. I wanted to read the rest of it. Show us what it is. Whatever.
あ、来た来た。おーい、こっちだよ。
I came to the meeting spot and saw Gil wearing a bright smile, but if my eyes don't deceive me, he has a bouquet of red roses. It's so huge that all the passerbys are staring at him. He's standing out like a sore thumb. I was about to turn around, but I somehow managed to make myself push through. She was gonna leave. Poor Gil. She was just gonna leave. I have to do this. If I don't help him, Gil will be lost forever. Oh, Gil, thanks for waiting for me. Gil gave me a big innocent smile as I approached him. He held out the bountiful bouquet.
待ってないよ。それより今日は来てくれてありがとう。よかったらこれもらってくれないかな。
You didn't wait long. You waited like an hour. Question, what's with the bouquet?
君を思って選んだんだ。
Thank you so much, but we're going on a date right now. This is a bit much.
ああ、それなら心配いらないよ。車で来てるから。さあ、乗って。
Gil opened the doors of the car next to him and took my hand like a gentleman.
さあどうぞ、お嬢様。
Oh, he's so adorable. Goodness, from an advisor's point of view, he's kind of overdoing it. Why would he be overdoing it? I mean, well, okay. He might be overdoing it in the sense of this person is supposed to be someone he doesn't know, but he knows you, so he's treating you as if he's treating you with the 2 years of already knowing you. Anyway. But Gil did do his best to prepare for the date. Still, I probably should bring this up at some point. Some girls don't like to be treated like a lady. Some do. Also, coming by car can cause some girls to feel uneasy. I know, right? If you get into a car with a random man, you don't know where they're going to take you. Even though this is a date, it's with marriage in mind, Gil should consider his actions better. For example, some girls may not want to get in a stranger's car because it's a closed space. I note that down so I can tell him later. For now, time to get in the car.
はい、到着。
He took me to the main area on the 2nd Avenue. It's near my home, so we often walk around the area back in college. It's a place I know well. Oh, so today's date.
そう、俺たちの大学時代のバイト先で思い出の場所、映画館だよ。
And then you can make moves on her while in the dark, right? The blast from the past when we entered the lobby. I forgot I was on the job and enjoyed the moment. All this takes me back is exactly the same.
はしゃぐと危ないよ。ほら、あそこ段差があるから。
I know. I'm not a kid anymore.
それでも心配だから。ほら、手を貸して。あ、荷物も持つよ。
In one fell swoop, Gil took my bag from me. He also held out his hand for me in front of the steps.
ほら、俺に捕まって。
Were these steps really that risky? It's just 3 steps. Gil's hamming it up to the point that I almost started to laugh. Yes, Sebastian.
ジーヤ
Well, you're acting like one of those old school butlers. Just like in the comics, too.
ジーヤか。確かにそれもいいね。 一生君の面倒を見てられる。
Oh my goodness. That's jumping the gun. Like a bucket of ice water, Gil's statement shocked me back into reality. I was feeling so nostalgic that I almost lost my head. I'm at work, and more so, I'm on a practice date. Another thing to speak to him about later. After taking more notes, I bought our tickets and headed inside. Upon taking a seat, Gil told me to wait and headed off somewhere. Left alone, I take out my notes to review. First things first, Gil arrived an hour ahead of time, plus he brought a massive bouquet as well as treating me like a damsel. I'm really taking him to town. Still, it's better than I initially expected, and that's saying something. I actually thought he would slip up and accidentally call me Clarice. He's not in love with Clarice. As of now, he's just himself. There's no sign of the lovelorn parasite. I hope he can date the other members in the same way, but Gil always rejects them, no matter the recommendation. In other words, he never gets to the dating phase. I guess that's the curse of the lovelorn parasite. It's all good right now simply because we already know each other. Wait, how about dating an alum or someone from the work? Gil has a good heart, so he wouldn't be rude to someone he's familiar with. Oh, he's already back before I can think this over.
お待たせ。ブラックペッパー味のポップコーンとコーラのラージサイズだよ。
What happened to the good old-fashioned butter popcorn? Oh, this takes me back. Did you buy that for us to share?
もちろんだよ。これがないと映画は始まらないんでしょ。
I know, right? I might have said this in the past. I'm surprised you remember that, Gil.
もちろん覚えてるよ。君が初めてコーラを飲んで感激してた時のことも。
He's so cute. Speaking of which, the first time I drank cola was when Gil bought it for me. It was the first human I met after I first came to the human realm from Celestia. I know, you were paired up with a male roommate. He taught me so many things. One of those things is how to best enjoy a movie with popcorn and cola. You really are just like a butler, Gil.
ジーヤか。
He's like, I don't want to be a butler. That was so loud. Right then, the buzzer rang, signaling the movie to start. Oh man, if they did that in real movie theaters, I would have a heart attack. We settled in next to each other and focused on the screen. We were watching the advertisements before the movie as I ate some of the popcorn. This is good stuff. This really brings me back. Theater popcorn just can't be beat. While I kept devouring, Gil's shoulder accidentally brushed against mine. Oh, pardon me.
うん。ねえ、リネット。今日はデートなんだよね。
He wants to put his arm around you. Yes, that's right.
じゃあ、手、つないでいい？
Or that too. Huh?
いや、聞かない。デートだもんな。
Yeah, I guess it depends on the girl. Mumbling to himself, Gil softly placed his hand on mine. It's Gil's hand that's holding mine right now. Gil. That Gil. Wait. Gil's hands are warmer than mine. I couldn't help but react to his warmth. What's the right way for an advisor to behave here? I had to keep it together as an advisor, yet the warmth from Gil's hand resonated in me. It's impossible to think like this. Looks like I'm the one that didn't practice enough. Wait, what do girls typically do in this kind of situation?
リネット、映画が始まるよ。
I whispered in his ear, and instantly my focus is shattered. Let's try to think. In the matchmaking handbook, wait, no, in the dating handbook, all of the details from the books I read flashed before my eyes. If you hold hands with someone and they don't pull away, you have your partner's consent. Men will hold your hand when they're feeling good or interested in you as a woman. But be careful, hand-holding is the gateway to ulterior motives. Wait a minute, this isn't necessary. This isn't a typical date. It's a practice date, and I have to grade later. I'm sure Gil's considering the tips that Pioneer shared with him. I tried to focus on the screen, but I felt too restless. But the opening began. My eyes were glued to the screen once the movie started. In 5 minutes, I had forgotten Gil's warm hand. Maybe my hand was the one holding back from his. Holding back from this. That was adorable. She didn't know what to do. She's supposed to be the one teaching him. That was fun. The sun was already setting outside by the time he finished the movie.
楽しんでもらえてよかった。でもびっくりしたよ。君に手握られるなんて。
Sorry, the movie was just so exciting from the beginning, I was completely focused on the screen.
やっぱ面白いよね。トランスカーズの最新作。
Transfer cars. Did you already see it, Gil?
あ、うん。実は仕事で試写会行ってて。でもこれなら間違いなく面白いし、君は一人だとあんまこういうの見ないかなと思って。
You're not wrong. Ever since we stopped living together, I stopped watching these kinds of high-action movies. Usually, I just go with romance as part of my work research. I send reviews to Emma nervous that she has to wait till they're out on DVD. Of course, she'll watch any romance no matter how bad. That's why it's been ages since I watched an action flick. Speaking of action movies, you've always liked the Transfer Cars series, right?
やっぱり車がロボットに変形するのは男のロマンだからさ。好きな映画を君と見られて本当に嬉しいよ。
Oh, that's nice.
実は俺この映画に憧れてとある計画を密かに立ててるんだけど。ってあれはシュトローエン 2CV？
Where is he going? Gil dashed towards a rather old-looking car.
うわーすごい。この車がこんな街中にあるだなんて。写真撮ったら怒られるかな。
That's supposed to be that one right there.
一体どんな人が乗ってるんだろう。うわーエンジンとか見せてほしい。とりあえずちょっとスマホで。
I would have never thought that Gil would have been into cars. I've never seen Gil this excited before. He must really love cars. He looks like a kid in a candy shop. He's circling around the car so quickly, I decided to go up to him and ask a question. Okay, there's no saves here, so the correct answer is ask about. And we're going to, talk about what kind of person owns this. It looks expensive, so I guess some sillywood star owns it.
ああ、いや、どっちかっていうと資産家の方が多いかな。シリウッドスターにはもっと派手な車が人気で。
Gil started passionately talking about cars. I couldn't help but giggle. I didn't know you were so into cars, Gil.
いや、好きじゃないよ。
What? Huh? For some reason, he gave a forceful denial.
あ、ごめんごめん。ちょっと仕事関係で知ることがあっただけで、別に好きじゃないんだ。
Your actions say otherwise. He sure looked like he liked them when he was taking photos earlier. And yeah, and you wanted to get underneath the hood.
ごめん。君と話しているのに車の話なんてするべきじゃなかったよね。それよりまだ時間平気？夕飯までの間に君を連れて行きたい場所があるんだ。
Okay. Let's go. I almost forgot that we had other choices. I was about to go on. Just so wrapped up. So now we're going to ask, change the subject to transfer cars. Was that car in transfer cars, Gil?
いや、出てないけど。
Oh, really? I didn't know you were so into cars, Gil.
いや、好きじゃないよ。
Okay, gonna go back. Now we're actually going to ask about the car. Well, is it rare?
うん、とっくの昔に生産終了しちゃってて、発売当初はそれはもうひどい形だなんてバッシングされたんだけど、性能は画期的で、今では幻の車でマニア内では高額でやり取りされてるんだ。 うわー、この方でこのカラーリング見られるなんて。
He kind of is like Raoul in his myth. I didn't know you're so into cars, Gil.
いや、好きじゃないよ。
You can't fool us. For some reason, he gave a forceful denial.
あはは、ごめんごめん。ちょっと仕事関係で知ることがあっただけで、別に好きじゃないんだ。
He sure looked like he was into them when he was taking photos earlier.
ごめん。君と話しているのに車の話なんてするべきじゃなかったよね。それよりまだ時間平気？夕飯までの間に君を連れて行きたい場所があるんだ。
He'll change the subject and once again held out his hand to me. I wanted to talk about cars some more. That was the normal answer for the practice date. Don't get too excited about your hobby. Hold back a little. Although I felt a little let down, I took his hand in mine and continued this date plan. Hey, he's listening, right? Bill took me to a bit of everywhere. There was a nice cafe that he found. He bought me a famous Loshrock dessert at a souvenir. The date was normal and fun, but at the cafe he put the straw into my drink instead of letting me put it in. Uh-oh. Red flags. I'm just kidding. Anytime I started window shopping, he noticed and tried to drag me inside the store. Also, Gil is carrying all my purchases. Isn't that what he's supposed to do? Even during dinner, he cut my steak for me. Worse, he served it to me too. Plus, Gil drove us around to every corner of the city.
よし、家に着いた。さ、部屋まで送っていくよ。
Yeah, he might be going a little bit overboard, but it's because it's you, and he's actually in love with you. By the time the date ended, I felt utterly drained. Gil took care of me too much, way too much. Gil came around to my side after parking his car. He opened the door for me. Thanks, Gil, but I can open my own door.
ダメだよ。今日はデートなんだから、俺に全部面倒見させて。
I know, that's like one of the rules for the men, right? You open the doors.
あ、そこの段差気をつけて。転ぶと危ないからね。あ、車に乗りっぱなしで疲れてない？さっきドリンク買っておいたんだ。よかったら飲んで。
Really? I'm okay. We just had dinner.
まあ、そっか。あとは帰るだけだもんな。
Yeah, good thing there's just 10 meters to go. All that's left is to go home. However, I felt a strange sense of fear in regard to him preparing a drink. Why? If Gil's so excessive with pampering his partner, I'll become a spoiled brat. That's funny. I'm more concerned about Gil's fawning as a friend rather than his advisor. But I'm sure someone out there actually likes that treatment.
それで、今日の俺、何点だった？
That's so cute. How many points did I get? My mind was elsewhere while Gil was waiting on my response. It seemed he remembered that this was a practice date. About that, can you give me some time? I'm thinking about both options. One week for marriage, another for general outcome.
そっか、了解。焦ってないからゆっくり考えて。
Honestly, I kind of want you to feel a bit pressured.
ごめんごめん。でも明日も明後日もデートでしょ。だから来週まで待つよ。待つのは得意だからさ。
Speaking of waiting, Gil was an hour early today. I want to point that out to him, but it's probably better to summarize everything later.
さあ、家に戻ろう。帰ったらカモミールティーでも入れるよ。
Are you going in with her? Seems like Gil's date mode will continue until midnight. I was still worried about that as Gil carried my belongings to the home where the other Parasite 5 waited. Oh yeah, they're actually living in the Parasite house right now. It's not her apartment. That was funny. Alright, let's skip. There's no choices in there. Yeah, Pride of Man. This is after their little cooking disagreement in their manly competition. I'm going to let Gil handle it. Gil should do fine. He's a professional at a magazine. If anyone knows how to write, it's going to be Gil. Well, if you don't mind.
任せて。
I turned my laptop to Gil and he started writing the update post with a serious expression. About what happened earlier?
君がせっかく一生懸命番組を盛り上げようとしてくれてたのに台無しにしちゃった。俺さ、多分図星だったんだと思う。自分に自信がないから家事で振り向いてもらおうって思ってた。
Oh, you're not so confident in yourself, Gil?
だってほら、大学時代とか結構服装にも無頓着だったし、別にモテるわけじゃなかったし。
I think you actually were.
卒業して服とかも見直すようにしたけれど、根本的に華やかなラウルやアランたちとは違うって劣等感があって、だから余計に腹が立ってあんな風にカッとなっちゃったんだよ。アランの言葉も正論だったのにさ。
I don't think everything he said was right. I wanted to reject the idea that girls only wanted one thing. I also wanted to change his opinion about only needing technique. Gil seemed to partially agree, so he was quiet. This is where Gil realizes that you shouldn't do everything for the girl because they may not like that. Which will probably change maybe his actions going forward with Lynette. I heard the click-clack of the keys as Gil resumed speaking to me.
君はどっちの言い分の方が共感できた？
What do you mean?
その、君は尽くされたい？それとも尽くしたい？
That's a hard question. If Gil waited on me like he does now, I'd be terrified, but I don't necessarily want to wait on others like that either. I don't think it's about submission, though. Relationships should be about being equals. I think that's the best way.
支え合う？
Because waiting on someone hand and foot means you're just being who the other person wants and not yourself. Otherwise, you're just ignoring that person's morals and values. I don't want that. Mutual appreciation and respect would be my ideal relationship.
そっか。なんだか君らしいね。
Gil gave a wan smile and turned his attention back to the laptop. I only heard loud typing noises after that. I drank the herbal tea he made for me while I sat next to him. Maybe it's the tea, maybe it's Gil's presence, but suddenly I felt all of my worries untangle themselves. I started feeling drowsy and fell asleep right then and there. Let's skip.
So, ならよかった。まあ、美容には悪いから、仕事はそこそこにして、ちゃんと寝なよ。
This is when Ryuki is trying to take care of her because he's worried. We're going to say, was he mad about something? We're going to skip again. And then this is with the obsessed person about all the Parasite 5. We're going to report her to the police. And we've already seen this. We're going to skip, which goes into Gill's route actually, because we don't get this. We don't get the choice in Wasted Love until we do Alan or Raoul's route. So I didn't know what this was before, but I had to go back and look at Shelby's route. But this is after the Parasite 5 have quit, and now the end has created a whole new challenge for her. Everyone except Monsieur S.A. quit anyway. So this is actually going to be a really short episode. I don't know why the others are so long and Gill's isn't, but yeah, I can't really think of anything in the common route that we should have paid closer attention to with Gill. We got his interview, and we got the part where he's talking about talking with her over what happened at the share house. And I can't think of any other meaningful conversation that they had other than those two. This is all the pre-recorded stuff that I'm going to have ready for when I'm out of town. This is the last night that I'm in town, and then we're driving to the airport, which is going to be, we have to drive out of state because to save money. So we're going to be leaving at like 2 o'clock in the morning to drive to the airport and make our flight by 6. But I am bringing my laptop so I can edit videos if I get extra videos recorded, because I want to need something to do to occupy my time during the night hours. So anyways, if you guys did enjoy, drop a like down below and or subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.